أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وعباد الرحمن الذين يمشون على الأرض هونا وإذا خاطبهم الجاهلون قالوا سلاما. The verse that I just recited before you is from Surah Al-Furqan, and the translation is, "And the true servants of the gracious God are those who walk on the earth in a dignified manner," meaning they are not arrogant, "and when the ignorant address them, when they speak to them in an ignorant fashion, they say, 'Peace,' meaning they do not argue and say, 'We wish well for you,' and pray for your security." This is one of the most fundamental characteristics of one who has faith in Allah Ta'ala. And Allah Ta'ala describes such individuals as being from among the Ibadur Rahman, the servants of the gracious God. And due to having an affinity and a true relationship with Ar-Rahman, the attribute of God that is most gracious and merciful. For this reason, such individuals behave in a dignified manner, and their dignity is wholly based upon humility and fully attaching themselves with Allah Ta'ala, knowing about their weaknesses and not lying to God, but being true before God about their true spiritual state. Such individuals then walk upon the earth in a dignified and humble manner. And when they are addressed by those who are ignorant and who do not have this clarity and enlightenment, they then meet with them in a way that always maintains peace. Hazrat Muslim Maud Raziallahu Anhu, the second caliph of the promised Messiah, alayhi salatu wasalam, he states, explaining this verse, the first characteristic of Ibadur Rahman, i.e., the servants of the most gracious and merciful God, is that they walk on the earth with humility and decorum. One meaning of this is that they live their earthly lives with great balance and harmony, meaning that they do not forget their responsibilities by being overcome with unjust anger or haste. Rather, just as the heavens are necessary for the growth and nourishment of earthly forces, similarly, their existence becomes a means for the progress and success of other people. They are not the reason for the decline and failure of others. And when the ignorant address them and wish to enrage them and start an argument or cause disorder, they do not become enraged and adopt unjust and uncivil ways. Rather, even in such an instance, they wish peace for them, meaning that they adopt means in which their reformation can take place. This is, in a nutshell, what a true Abdur Rahman is, a true servant of God is, and one of the first characteristics of one who claims to worship one God. In actuality, this is only a manifestation of the attributes of God Almighty Himself. When Allah Ta'ala speaks of Himself as Rabbul Alameen, the creator of all things, the nourisher of all things, the Creator who created everything through an evolutionary process and brought everything from a minor state to a more complex and perfect state, this Creator went through this process of creation first and foremost as Ar-Rahman, by granting everything the faculties that are required for progress. So, in actuality, a true servant of God also then reflects these attributes of God. He promotes progress. He is humble, or she is humble before Allah Ta'ala. And due to that relationship with the gracious God, he or she then is humble and is also gracious to the rest of creation. So much so that everyone, irrespective of race, religion, creed, and color, is also safe at the person's hand. And not only safe, but also this individual enables progress, just as Rabbul Alameen enables progress without any discrimination whatsoever. This individual does not do anything to weigh others down or to cause a hindrance just because of their own egotistical views or their own arrogance or because at some point they were offended. Rather, such an individual will always try to allow others to progress and grow as human beings. Similarly, the Holy Prophet ﷺ, regarding such individuals, states, ليس الشديد بالسرعة إنما الشديد الذي يملك نفسه عند الغضب. That is, the strong man is not one who is good at wrestling, but the strong man is one who controls himself in a fit of rage. Meaning, the person who is able to control their anger. And the promised Messiah ﷺ explains that in actuality, unjust anger is only a manifestation of arrogance. One who is arrogant and feels that he or she is better than the other individual in whatever way, then manifests anger as a result. And the promised Messiah ﷺ says that this is in actuality a mild form of madness, the Urdu term being neem pagalpan, that those individuals who are overcome with their ego, they suffer from a minor state or a mild form of madness, which then results in anger, unjust anger before others. So the Holy Prophet ﷺ explains that the strongest from among you is he or she who is able to control their anger according to the situation. To understand this in even a more better way, there is a wonderful narration of Hazrat Ali radiallahu anhu during the war of Khaybar, where Hazrat Ali radiallahu anhu was fighting with one of the great generals of the opposing forces. This fight went on for quite some time because both of them were very experienced in war. But at one point, Hazrat Ali radiallahu anhu was able to best the other individual. He was able to force the other individual to the ground. And then Hazrat Ali was able to come over him and put his sword to the person's neck. Upon this, this individual, out of spite, then spat in the face of Hazrat Ali radiallahu anhu. Hazrat Ali straight away got up, not because of disgust, and neither did he then show anger and quickly go to kill the individual. Rather, he got up and he thought that now that this person has spat on my face, if I were to kill him, then I would not be killing him for a higher cause. I would not be killing him for God's pleasure alone. Rather, my intentions would not be pure and I would be killing him out of anger. So this is the differentiation that a true servant of God should be able to make in every situation, to always keep what is right in front of them based upon the requirements and the requisites that Allah Ta'ala puts forward. Similarly, Hazrat Masih Maud ﷺ states, the commandment of the Holy Quran regarding the death of a close one or relative is to say in such a situation, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. That is, to Allah do we belong, and to Him do we return. Meaning that we are the property of Allah, and He has full authority to take back His property whenever He wishes. If we must cry, then it is only permissible to shed tears. Whosoever does more than this acts in line with Satan. Meaning, even in the most difficult circumstances, a true believer should always maintain decorum and dignity and should act in a patient and tolerant way. Similarly, Hazrat Khalifatul Masih al-Khamis, Sayyidullah Ta'ala bin Nasir al-Aziz, our beloved Huzur, he states, regarding the Holy Prophet ﷺ, it is narrated that if he was ever angered, if he was ever enraged, it was only for the sake of Allah and for the sanctity of Allah's religion. Otherwise, he would never get angry for personal reasons. Huzur further states, patience and humility is a virtue. One can be saved from many evils through patience. Due to the lack of patience, misunderstandings and arguments arise. Therefore, every Ahmadi should adopt patience. They should tolerate hurtful speech. Through this policy, many arguments can be resolved. Differences within the family, be they between husband and wife or between brothers, these are all childish differences. There is a great storm in the globe. Huzur states that these are childish matters. What we should actually be looking to, Huzur states, that there is a great storm in the globe. He states killing is becoming normal and nations are rising up against nation. This is all due to the lack of patience. The world is at the edge of destruction. Ahmadis must save the world. Thus, Ahmadis should adopt patience and forbearance in such a manner that every single Ahmadi in every field becomes a role model for patience. So this is the teaching of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, which in this day and age has once again been proven through a proven model of Islam, through our beloved Khulafa and the promised Messiah ﷺ. And this is something that we must remember. A lot of arguments can be abated, can be avoided, only if we were to adopt humility and also observe patience. The Holy Prophet ﷺ said that this month is the month of patience, and it is through patience that we enter heaven. So this is a very important lesson that we all must learn in this month. This month quite literally puts us in a situation to be patient, to learn how to be patient, even if we do not like it. And hopefully, at one point, improve our spirituality so much that this also becomes second nature. And it is an inherent quality within us. May Allah Ta'ala enable us to understand this and also act upon this.